Casu Marzu is a traditional Sardinian sheep milk cheese that contains live maggots. The name Casu Marzu literally translates to rotten or putrid cheese. Derived from pecorino cheese, Casu Marzu goes beyond typical fermentation to a stage of decomposition brought about by the digestive action of the larvae of a cheese fly. Casu Marzu is created by leaving whole pecorino cheeses outside with part of the rind removed to allow the eggs of the cheese fly Pilophilicaceae to be laid in the cheese. A female Pilophilicaceae can lay more than 500 eggs at one time. The eggs hatch and the larvae begin to eat through the cheese. The larvae themselves appear as translucent white worms, roughly 8 millimeters long. The acid from the maggot's digestive system breaks down the cheese's fats, making the texture of the cheese very soft. By the time it is ready for consumption, a typical Casu Marzu will contain thousands of live maggots. Casu Marzu is considered by Sardinians to be unsafe to eat when the maggots in the cheese have died. Because of this, only cheese in which the maggots are still alive is usually eaten, although allowances are made for cheese that has been refrigerated, which results in the maggots being killed. When the cheese has fermented enough, it is often cut into thin strips and spread on moistened Sardinian flatbread, to be served with a strong red wine. Because the larvae in the cheese can launch themselves for distances of up to 15 centimeters when disturbed, diners hold their hands above the sandwich to prevent the maggots from leaping. Some who eat the cheese prefer not to ingest the maggots. Those who do not wish to eat them place the cheese in a sealed bag. The maggots, starved for oxygen, writhe and jump in the bag, creating a pitter-patter sound. When the sounds subside, the maggots are dead and the cheese can be eaten. Casu Marzu is believed to be an aphrodisiac by Sardinians. According to some food scientists, it is possible for the larvae to survive inside the stomach acid and remain in the intestine, leading to a condition called pseudomyiasis. There have been documented cases of pseudomyiasis with this commonly used cheese fly. Because of European Union food hygiene health regulations, the cheese has been outlawed and offenders face hefty fines. However, some Sardinians organise themselves in order to make Casu Marzu available on the black market, where it may be sold for double the price of an ordinary block of pecorino cheese. As of 2019, the illegal production of this cheese has generated up to $3.5 million. Attempts have been made to circumvent the Italian and EU ban by having Casu Marzu declared a traditional food, as it has been made in the same manner for centuries, and it should therefore be exempt from ordinary food hygiene regulations. The traditional way of making the cheese is even explained in an official paper by the Sardinian government. A cooperation between sheep farmers and researchers of the University of Sassari developed a hygienic method of production in 2005, aiming to allow the legal selling of the cheese. Outside of Sardinia, similar milk cheeses are produced in the rest of Europe. Traditional cheeses that rely on live arthropods for aging and flavouring, such as the German Mibänkische and the French Mimolette, both of which rely on cheese mites. An early printed reference to Stilton cheese points to a similar production technique. We'd pass Stilton, a town famous for cheese, which is called our English Parmesan, and is brought to the table with the mites or maggots round it, so thick that they bring a spoon with them for you to eat the mites with, as you do the cheese.